Welcome, Sacred Wild Sisters. This is Suzette Winona Summers, creator of the Journey Back to Your Sacred Wild Self. And I wanted to talk today about something that's super important, and that is, have you played the victim? And I've been listening to the conversations and people's shares, and it's beautiful, and I love all the sharing that's going on and the open-heartedness and sharing our vulnerabilities, and that's so powerful, and it's part of the healing process. If you hop on here, just say hi so I know you're there. I want everyone to watch this because it's really, really important to your healing. It's really hey Erin, good to see you. It's really important to your healing. So I've noticed that a lot of people are identifying as empaths, and I understand that. I understand that empath energy. We feel deeply, we are sensitive, highly sensitive. We empathize with other people, and we sense what's going on with them. We have great big giant gushy hearts that are warm and loving, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful quality, and it's also something where we need to establish boundaries, and we need to know what where it's our business and where it's not. So one of the I took some notes because I'm like, this is so important, and I didn't want to miss anything. So just because we feel another's struggles, because we feel their pain, or we empathize with them because, maybe we're sensing that they're hurting, or that their heart is really sweet and gentle and tender, or maybe we're recognizing that they have a struggle, or they have some things they have to deal with. And just because they're feeling overwhelmed, good morning, Erin, just because they're feeling overwhelmed, just because they have responsibilities they need to do, it doesn't mean that we need to do anything about it. Just because they feel a certain way doesn't mean we have to act on it. Just because we can sense what they're thinking or feeling, or can empathize with them, doesn't mean we need to take that pain away from them. That's not our responsibility. And the reason why we don't do that is because there's three types of business. There's our business, there's their business, and there's God's business. And the only one we need to focus on is our business. When we start dabbling over there in their business and trying to do God's work for him or her or whatever, however we see God, then we're not doing our business. We're not focusing where we're supposed to be focusing. The universe, God, creator is large enough and powerful enough to do what they need to do. We have a certain amount of energy to live our lives and accomplish our daily tasks. Hi, Stephanie. Good to see you. And if we are feeling everybody's stuff, and we're doing, hey, Ray, and we're doing everything that everybody needs, and we're trying to take care of everybody else's emotions, we don't have enough energy for ourselves. And we end up exhausted. I don't know about you, but I have a ton of stuff to do every day. And if I'm focusing on everybody else's stuff, then I'm just so depleted. And when we do this over and over again, when it becomes chronic, when we're constantly trying to put out everybody else's fires and fix everybody else's life, over time, we end up sick because our energy is seeping out from us. It's being leached out, and we're giving it away. And it's our responsibility to focus on our business, to take our power and use it for what we need to do in our lives today, with the energy we are blessed with today, because our lives are a miracle. We are miracles, and we have so much to bring to this world, but we really need to listen and know what is our business. And so then, what is the next? So when we are allowing our energy to be leached out, and people are taking advantage of us, or we feel like people are taking advantage of us, we have a tendency of blaming them. they're taking advantage of us. They've used us. They've hurt us. And the truth is, we chose to participate. You know, that's the truth. We need to take responsibility for our actions. Just because somebody gives us their phone number doesn't mean we have to call them. Doesn't mean we have to sleep with them. Doesn't mean we have to marry them. Doesn't mean we have to stay married to them. We can choose to switch the story at any time. We can choose to walk away. We say, you know, oh, and I remember saying this. I remember feeling this way. I feel like I'm a magnet for toxic men, or, you know, for abusive men, or for narcissistic men. The truth is, I was the perfect match for them. Energetically, vibrationally, we all carry these stories. I've talked about this before. So if their story is, I am entitled, and my story is, I am not worthy, oh, look, they fit together so perfectly. Perfectly. It's a perfect match. And we want to blame them. We want to say, oh, they did this to me, they did that to me. We are all learning. We are all in a process of learning. They're learning their lessons, or at least they have the opportunity to learn their lessons. And we have the opportunity to learn our lessons. And every relationship, hear this, every relationship, no matter how beautiful or no matter how toxic and sick, is an opportunity for growth. It's an opportunity for us to look within ourselves and develop ourselves. We don't have to take the opportunity, but it is an opportunity for us to say, something here is not working. So I'm going to ask you right now to take a step back, lift up into the spiritual plane, and look at this situation. Not from your personal plane of like, I've been hurt or I've been, victimized, but lift up into a spiritual realm and look down and see that we are all playing roles. We're like actors, actresses on a stage, and we're playing out these parts, and we're trying on these personalities or these attitudes or these beliefs, and we're learning things. We're given the opportunity to learn. So it doesn't mean they're bad or they're like this horrible person and we are this like divine perfect being. We are all divine perfect beings. We are all working out our stuff. We are all figuring this out. And I want to say, it's like, these relationships are a match made in heaven. Because heaven is that opportunity to see our light. We are given the opportunity to see what's going on there. How can we change this? How can I live differently? So when you're ready to change your relationship, when you're ready to attract different people, when you're ready to be attracted to different people, you need to reconfigure yourself. You need to figure out how to change that story. And there was, let's see, what else did I want to tell you about? So we are drawn to these people. They are drawn to us. We create this perfect match and we're given this perfect opportunity to learn and grow and develop and learn about ourselves. So what do? And you're gonna laugh. We give thanks. We thank the universe. We thank that relationship that was toxic. We thank that person who played that part in our lives. Like, that's a tough part to play. If you look at it, as an empath, wow, somebody chose to, if we're looking from the spiritual plane, not the personal plane, somebody chose to come in and play this pretty, detestable character in my life. They chose to be this unsavory person in my life so that I could learn about myself. I will tell you, I have learned so much about myself from relationships that were not perfect, that were painful and toxic, and I've learned how to take my power back and take responsibility. Why have I played this part? How can I show up differently in the world? Oh, I have the opportunity to say no. I have the opportunity to not call that person who is attracted to me or who's pursuing me. You know, red flags start going up when I start, you know, getting all these, oh, you're so wonderful and you're this and that and this, like over the top, right? All these red flags start going up because I've been there. I did that, you know, and here, the airplane going over, and it's played to my ego, right? Oh my gosh, like, oh, he thinks I'm so wonderful, he thinks I'm so this and so that, and we played into it because our ego so wants to hear that because we don't believe it in ourselves. If we believe it in ourselves, we don't need somebody else to tell us. And when they do tell us, we can feel it. It can resonate. It doesn't mean we don't accept compliments. Compliments are great, but you and I both know when it's over the top, when it's like all that charm and pizzazz and we're feeling like, wow, like swept off our feet, we're in this spell of like, oh, isn't this magical? And when, you know, the rubber hits the road, that's not life, right? We're human beings, and we need to take responsibility for ourselves. So that was the other part. Yeah, and take that opportunity to learn and grow. And okay, and I'm gonna say this too. If you want to heal, you cannot be a victim, and that means focusing on all the things they did to you. We need to start taking responsibility and saying, I stayed in this relationship. On some level, I thought that's what I deserved. That's where healing begins, where you start taking responsibility for yourself. We cannot blame the other person anymore. That was part of the story. They played their part. We honor them. We give thanks. And I know what I'm saying is not easy, and I know it probably doesn't sit well with a lot of you, but it's the truth. If you want to heal, you need to take responsibility and you need to stop blaming others. And you don't have to. You don't have to. But if you're ready to heal and ready to change your story and live vibrant lives, then it's time to let go of that story and see it from the spiritual level. See it as we're all playing parts in this story and learn the lessons that you were put in that relationship to learn and step out of it and step into something new. I thank you for watching. Let's say, hitting the nail on the head. So glad I found you. Oh, thanks, Vanessa. Erin, ouch, you were right. Did she just go there? Yeah, so do you have any other questions about any of this? Do you want to, I'm glad it resonates with a lot of you. If it offends you, that's okay too. Like, oh, good. Thank you, Erin. Erin said excellent, empowering. Yeah. If it offends you, if it ruffles your feathers, that's good, because it's igniting something in you. There's something that needs to hear. Blue Storm says, can't heal when play the victim. So true. Yes, it is. It's true. We need to take responsibility. We need to say, where is my part in this? Because if we're always focusing outside of us, remember at the beginning of this talk, I was saying there's your business, there's my business, and there's God's business. The only place we're supposed to focus is our own. We're supposed to focus on our business. They may have their lessons to learn. That's their business. Our business is, why did I get into this relationship? Why was I attracted? Why did I stay? And it doesn't even have to be with a relationship. It can be with a job. Why did I stay in this job? Why was I attracted to this position? Or why did I tolerate this for so long? So it's not, these stories affect every part of our life. The story of, I'm not worthy, I'm invisible, I'm not good enough, I'm broken. Where do I start? How? Okay, Susan, if you like, I'll go there too. If you want to talk more in depth, private message me. I work with women. I help to transform this. There are steps. It's a process. So you can private message me if you're interested. I look forward to hearing from you. And, you know, basically where you start is being here, being in this group, talking, working on yourself, starting to love yourself. And when you're ready to move deeper, private message me. Because this is not a quick fix. It's not a Band-Aid. It's not like some magic wand. This is training. This is shifting your thoughts, looking into your past. These issues did not start overnight. They did not start with your partner. They did not start with your toxic relationship. These stories began a long time ago. And only you know when that is. And only you know where that was. And the process of rediscovering your sacred wild self is exploring that. And it takes commitment, and it takes persistence, and it takes bravery, courage, it takes strength. There are no sacred wild women who are victims. There are no sacred wild women that are victims. We are not victims. We are victors. We are victorious. We are powerful. We are empowered. But we are not victims. And if you are going to rise to that place of embodying your sacred wild womanhood, and you're going to rediscover that, you have to let go of the victim identity. Have to let it go. Vanessa said, agree, an old friend always said, revise your thoughts. When you start the negativity, gently revise with affirming statements. Yes, that's part of it. Little by little, we start to change and shift. And like I said, it takes some going backwards in order to go forwards. We need to uncover some stuff. We have stuff implanted within us, within our thoughts, within our minds, and we've been living out that story. We've practiced it, and we've gotten into these sacred, holy relationships, because no matter how painful and how toxic and how miserable they've been, on some level, they've broken us down so that we've become open and tender enough to say, oh, what's going on inside of there? We're not looking outside of us anymore. We're starting to look within. And we're starting to go down. And we're starting that journey into ourselves. Because guess what? That sacred wild woman is alive and vibrant inside of you. And she may have been hidden for a while. And she may have poked her head out now and then. But she lives there. She's in you. And you just have to rediscover her. You have to do some digging, exploring, seeing what you've been carrying around with you. And become ready and willing to release that victim story. Let it go. Let it go, ladies. Let it go. Let it go. Be free. And I freaking know it's hard to let it go sometimes. I remember when I started working on myself and journeying, I remember my mentor, she would hold me to it, and she wouldn't let me play the victim anymore. And sometimes it made me mad, because I was like, he did this and he did that, and well, why is he getting away? Why do I have to work on this? He's the one doing this. When I got it, when I was like, oh, I'm the one that's sticking around. I'm the one that's listening to this. I'm the one that's taking the verbal abuse. I'm the one. I'm responsible for me. There's their business, my business, God's business. My business. What's my business? What's my responsibility? I am. As an empowered woman, I am my business, and I take responsibility for me. Erin said, I embraced my true wild self. Writing a new story had a lot of painful chapters. Thanks. Sending you love and light. Blessings. I'm glad to hear that, Erin. Wonderful. Yes. So we keep walking, we keep standing tall, we keep journeying. The journey isn't ending. I am still journeying. I'm still uncovering things about myself. And I'm helping my sisters and I'm guiding them to that too. And that's powerful and empowering when we can use the things that we've lived to empower others, to help others to rise, to help others to see, to clear out those stories from our eyes, from our sisters' eyes, from the world's eyes. Our vibration rises, we become filled with light, and we share that light with the world. We transform our lives. New opportunities arise, new jobs arise, new careers develop. We become different people. Ray said, rediscovering myself, finding what I lost. Beautiful, Ray, beautiful. It is, it's a journey. And it takes time, and it takes commitment, and it takes persistence. And we are really blessed because we have this beautiful community in which to do this with. If you have any other questions or other thoughts, put them down in the comments below and I will respond to them. Again, if you're interested in exploring this deeper and see where I can serve you as a guide, private message me and we can discuss it. We can explore where you've been, where you are now, what you need next. I don't know the answers. You do. All those answers are within you, and I can help you to figure out what those are for yourself. So have a beautiful day. I'm gonna go, it's my son's birthday today, my oldest son. So I am going to go visit him. We are gonna go visit him and celebrate with him tonight. Patricia said it takes however long it takes. It does. And again, like I said, it's an ongoing process. It's not going to ever end because we're gonna continuously shift and develop, and as we raise our vibration higher, new things will arise and new opportunities for growth. Life is about growth. It's about exploring ourselves. But there's a place where we can come and take our power back, where we're again able to stand tall. We're able to take our voice back. We're able to take risks to pursue a life of our dreams. That's the sacred wild self I'm talking about. That sacred wild self that is ready to explore, that is ready to expand, that is ready to go after her dreams. Not just existing, but expanding and growing and radiating. We want to radiate. We want to get our vibration high enough that it's going to transform the world, not just ourselves. So, I am so honored and blessed to talk with all of you today. Have a beautiful weekend. I will try to get on here this weekend and talk as well. I love you all. Have a beautiful day.